very good evening to all of you. If you've been watching Mythical Ireland lately on Facebook, you'll be aware that this has been quite a momentous time and a very momentous day today. So two things happened to make it, three actually, to make it a momentous day. Well, first of all, it was the fact that it was my daughter's birthday. So happy birthday, Tara. She's 12 today. I think I posted on the blog earlier about I didn't plan it this way. I didn't plan that it would happen this way, but today the new Mythical Ireland website went live. That was planned. What wasn't planned was that the first of a copy of my new book, Mythical Ireland, has arrived from the printer. So anyway, if you're joining this video and you haven't a clue what I'm talking about, for the past 17 and a half years, since March in the year 2000, I have run a website, Mythical Ireland, New Light on the Ancient Past. I designed it myself originally. Didn't know all that much about HTML, and it really showed. It has survived in its current form over the years, being added to bit by bit. But it just became too cumbersome and wasn't displaying properly on mobile devices, and it needed to be really upgraded and updated for the modern era. In addition to that, I wanted to add a shop and a gift section where I could securely take payments without having to use, for instance, PayPal. So that job was given to a company called Inkerman Technologies. I have to say, hats off and extreme gratitude to Patrick Casey of Inkerman and Roisin Marsh, who have been working away for the past few months on the website, and particularly lately where a lot of hours were put in. So anyway, the new website is on the same domain name. It's www.mythicalireland.com. Also www.mythicalireland.ie. I now have the Irish domain name as well. And those of you who are accessing the 101 Facts About Newgrange section can still do so via newgrangeireland.com. So that should have been enough excitement for the day, but when my publisher got in touch to say, hey, the first two advance copies have arrived in the post from the printer. The book was printed in Spain, and the rest of the books will be arriving on a truck, which is obviously being, I think, probably coming on a ferry, obviously. So that takes a while, and they're due to arrive maybe sometime next week. So anyway, I was delighted to get into my hand today my new book, Mythical Ireland, New Light on the Ancient Past. And again, for those of you who are not familiar, the title and the subtitle of the book are taken from the title and subtitle of the website, which has always been Mythical Ireland, New Light on the Ancient Past. Really chuffed with how it has turned out. It is exactly the same in dimensions as my previous books. They're all pretty much the same. They're the same dimensions. Thickness wise, actually Newgrange Monument Immortality is thicker, even though it has fewer pages than either Island of the Setting Sun or Mythical Ireland. The pages are actually thicker. It's printed on thicker paper. So as a result, there's let's do this properly. That's Mythical Ireland on top, Newgrange Monument Immortality in the middle, and Island of the Setting Sun on the bottom. So Newgrange is slightly the thickest of the three. Island of the Setting Sun, that's the first edition, 326 pages. I think there may be slightly more in the second edition. 326, and Mythical Ireland runs to 329, I think, yeah. 333. So, in terms of size, they're all exactly the same dimensions, as in the cover is the same width and the same height and all the rest. I'm very sorry that those of you who have been looking for Island of the Setting Sun, I'm sorry to tell you that is out of print, and is out of print for the time being until I can raise the money to get it reprinted, because it's very expensive to get reprinted. Anyway, if you're interested in contributing towards that, you could become a patron of Mythical Ireland at patreon.com/Mythical Ireland. That link is on the new website at the bottom of each page. Newgrange, that was printed in 2012. So Ireland, as I call it, Island of the Setting Sun, In Search of Ireland's Ancient Astronomers, printed originally in 2006, republished and revised in 2008, sold out a couple of years ago, and is only available second-hand, and the second-hand copies are ridiculously expensive, sometimes $1,000 or $2,000, which is silly money. Newgrange, published in 2012, reprinted in 2016, and now Mythical Ireland. Of course, that's not counting my works of fiction, Land of the Ever-Living Ones, and The Cry of the Sebok, which is only available at the moment on Kindle, but which I do intend to get printed. So, what can I tell you about Mythical Ireland? It is going to be available in the bookshops in probably mid-November. Today is the 2nd, probably around the 15th of November, hopefully. I'm going to have to show you. It's very image-rich. It's the most image-rich of the 3 books. So just to give you an idea, there are photos on almost every spread. It's very, very richly adorned. I'm delighted with the quality of the publication. It really turned out very beautifully. It's a collection of writing that I've done over the past 3 or 4 years. It incorporates some material that has been published on my blog, on my website. A lot of that has been revised, expanded, updated, and there's a lot of new material in it. It's split into sections. So just to give you sort of a flavour as to what it's about, the sections are the section about Newgrange, of course, Sheed and Broga. I can't stop writing about Sheed and Broga because it's an incredible place, and it's always, there's always new stuff turning up, new material, and new interpretations of older material. There's a section where I've combined Nouth and Douth. There's a section about Lough Crew, which is a place that I've written a little bit about in the past, but it really gets quite a substantial amount this time. Then there's a section called Megaliths and Monuments, which is really about other monuments. There's a section about the Boyne Valley, incorporating the likes of Clogherhead, where the stones for the great monuments at the bend of the Boyne were sourced. There's a little bit about Drogheda, my hometown, and there's a bit about the Hill of Slane, etc. And then there's a section called The Meaning of Myth, which obviously is about mythology. And the last section is called Cosmology, and that's really about astronomy and cosmology in the sense of mythology that may relate as well as to the stars, to beginnings and origins, etc., etc. The new book is going to be priced at €29.95. Let's call it €30. A high quality production. Really, really very, very chuffed. Do you know, it's always... I remember when Island of the Setting Sun was being printed, and that was my first book. And of course, that was my first foray into the whole world of publishing, and I really didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I had seen a full PDF of the book, so I knew, I had an idea what it was going to look like, but it's only when you get it into your hand and you're filled with a moment of excitement and pride, and of course there's that little bit of anxiety. I've done it a few times now, obviously, and in fairness to David Givens and the Liffey Press, I've come to expect nothing but fabulous reproduction. So I'm really, really, as I said, don't want to labour the point, but delighted with how it turned out. So I headed up there today, full of anticipation and excitement and all the rest, and very, very happy to receive it into my hand. And hopefully, if you're not... I was going to say hopefully it will do well. If you're not living in Ireland and you're not able to come to the launch, I'll give you the details about the launch in a second. So if it's not probably going to be available in the bookshops abroad for a number of weeks, and probably in America it's not going to be available until early 2018. If you want a copy of the book, go to mythicalireland.com and go into the gift shop, and you can pre-order it there at the moment. Obviously, when the book is available, it will no longer be a pre-ordering, it'll just be a straight ordering. I have a lot of pre-orders to fulfill when the books arrive, I'm happy to say. So you can pre-order it securely on the site there using your credit card. No need to sign up for PayPal. I know that was a previous issue for people. They didn't like, if they didn't have a PayPal account, they didn't like having to sign up for it. The launch will take place on Friday the 24th of November in the High Lanes Gallery in Drogheda. And I'm hoping to see all of you there. Basically, it's an open invitation. You don't have to hand over an invitation to be there. You don't have to be personally invited, although obviously I will be personally inviting a lot of family, relatives, friends, acquaintances and sponsors, etc, etc. So in the meantime, don't forget to have a look at the new website. Again, that's mythicalireland.com. It's been a long time coming, this. Myself and Patrick from Inkerman have been talking about this for the past 2 years. Have to give a special mention to Richard Moore. Richard was my co-author on Island of the Setting Sun, and we spent a long number of years together researching and visiting monuments, and Richard really kind of sparked my whole interest in the area of mythology, something I didn't know a huge amount about when we met 18, 19 years ago now. So it was Richard actually put me in touch with Patrick from Inkerman. So Richard, guilty again, and thank you for that. A very special mention again for Patrick and Roisin of Inkerman, who have pulled out all the stops to make this happen. And there's really a lot of work goes on behind the scenes. It's only when you see real coding at work and somebody who really knows what they're talking about in terms of HTML and CSS and all that stuff. There's these little files called .htaccess, which web developers will know all about and get excited about, but which, when you see the code on screen, you just go, what the hell? What does this actually do? Well, the fruits of all of that coding and the many, many hours which have been put in are there to be seen now. Of course, look, there's content there as well. Obviously, that had to be written and rewritten and edited, etc., etc. And there's a lot of photographs. And from the point of view of the images, the new site is much, much better at displaying images than the old one. And they're much bigger, much larger in display, and the resolution is much better. So have fun looking around. Going to be updating it regularly, providing new content. Hope to keep writing, that's the main thing. That's very important. And I'm kind of itching to start working on a new book. I haven't a clue what that's going to be about, but I'm exhausted actually right now, really exhausted. I need to go to bed. I need a few days rest. It's been a real busy time, and I suppose there was a short run-in for the book, because I really only got stuck into it in late July when I signed a contract with the Liffey Press. So we're really only talking about less than 3 months work really, and that's a short time frame to put together a large work of non-fiction. Of course, as I said, I had a lot of it sort of written or pre-written or partly written, so that helped enormously. So anyway, I'll leave it at that for the moment. I'll post more updates about the launch and hope to see you all there in the High Lanes Gallery in Drogheda on November the 24th. In the meantime, don't forget to ask your bookshop if they're going to be stocking Mythical Ireland, New Light and the Ancient Past, published by the Liffey Press. Because, you know, if you show an interest in purchasing it, the bookshops in general will organise to try and get it in. And so if we see you at the launch, great, love to see you there. If we don't, well look, we'll look forward to your interactions. Again, mythicalireland.com. If there's anything you want to point out about the site or suggest improvements, etc., there's a contact page on there. You can contact me on mythicalireland@gmail.com. Also, don't forget the Facebook page, which has quite a following, is facebook.com/Mythical Ireland. If you're on Twitter, it's twitter.com/Mythical Ireland. In the meantime, good night. I'm going to get a bit of rest, and who knows, maybe I'll start working on the next book tomorrow. No, I don't think so. Thanks a million.